Hey, this is Big Al from Big Al's Nerd Show. Today we are checking out Saviors on Sapphire Wings, which is a fun little dungeon crawl that I can actually play with a 3-year-old on top of me, a 7-year-old looking behind me at the computer, a 9-year-old in the room yelling at his sister, and, 10 and 12-year-old hanging loose elsewhere in the house. Um, it comes packaged on Steam with a game called Stranger in Sword City, which is not that type of thing. It's the same type of game. I actually like it better in some ways, but it's got the underwear thing, like you got to equip your character with the proper panties of power to perform, and that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. Just like I'm not really one for dress-up games. I say that, but I love like Dungeons and Dragons games where you get gear. But I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait to see how my character, looks with her new leather underwear. That's just creepy. Um, well, there are a ton of games like this that are just creepy. Japan pumps them out. You got some games like Labrynth of Refrain, where your characters are seriously half naked, and the game's like, that's okay. They're all dress up dolls this girl's playing with. And I'm like, what kind of parent give their kid that kind of dress up doll? That's creepy as heck. And Japan's like, no, no, what are you talking about? This is just fine. I'm like, oh, come on. Now, this game does have some disadvantages here. Savior in Sapphire City, for instance. In order to get gear, you have to put traps in there. You have to bait the traps, and then you have to fight another monster while a monster wanders into that trap. And some people hate that system. I get that. I'm not, every game is different. But that is a small issue compared to a lot of these games out there. Like I said, Labrynth of Refrain is like that. You got Mary Skelter, which is kind of a fun game, except the fact that the dungeon that you're in has a libido bar. You 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 get bonus points for making your dungeon horny, and that's just creepy. Like like no, no. And then you got all of your real time games, but like I said, I'm old. I got kids. If my 3-year-old's like, Dad, I had an accident while I was snacking on my granola bar, I don't want to be like, okay, I gotta, fight this boss. I want to be like, I can put my controller down right away. I can go clean it up, get her the bath, snuggle with her, help her feel better, remind her how not to do that again. Like, this is real life. Real life doesn't have time for a video game that won't let you pause. And so while I love Grimrock 2, I just can't play them because I got kids. And then you get into the real weird stuff that Japan has. Like I said, Labyrinth of Refrain is a lot of fun to play, but like can't play it in front of my kids, and feel a little bit weird when I do play it because it gets a little weird. And other games, what is that one? Moero Chronicles. Like this game, my kids walk in, they say, "Hey, Dad, what you fighting?" I'm like, "I'm fighting a glowy brain thing," and they're like, "Oh, awesome! I wish I could be a glowy, floaty brain thingy. Then I could kill people." And yeah, I realize kids say creepy stuff. That's just how they go. But if I'm playing Moero Chronicles and fighting a condom monster, that's a whole different conversation I get to have. So yeah, thanks Japan. Um, that is just the way it gets. But in this game, there's some Japanese stuff. But let's face it, you look at this character. She is, dressed like he's, not the armor's a little questionable, but fine. She's a wizard. She's supposed to be not getting hit anyway, so fine. Address something. I love that little whiskey thing around her neck, like she's a rescue dog up in the mountains. And yeah, short skirt on a paladin, but you know what? Fine, whatever. Anime fantasy, and they threw in something for the JoJo fans. And you can see they're not half naked characters until you hit. Oh hey, yeah. There's a reason that I never have them in my party. They don't really tend to pop up. So this is if you guys have a game like this or Paper Sorcerer without the bugs or something like that, let me know because I am looking for anything like this I can find. I stinking love this type of game. I love something that you can pause at a moment's notice. I love something that lets you feel like you're exploring, doing puzzles, improving, all that fun stuff. But telling you how to live, that's just not something that I want in my puzzle game, basically. So, well, hope you guys have a good day. Stay sane out there. It is wild.